A 24-year-old woman convicted of killing her 4 children has been given 4 life jail terms by the High Court sitting in Middleburg, Mpumalanga. Zinhle had pleaded guilty to intentionally poisoning her children at Clarinet in Emalahleni in December last year due to the anger she had against her boyfriend.
This is how Judge Sekgopotse Mphahlele handed down the judgment.
In the result, I sentence the accused as follows. In respect of count 1, for the matter of the little Mdluli, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment. Count 2, in respect of the matter of the little Blessing Mdluli, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment. Count 3, in respect of the matter of Shaniqua Mdluli, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment. Count 4, in respect of the matter of the little Even Mdluli, you are also sentenced to life imprisonment. Effectively, you are sentenced to 4 lifetime imprisonment.
Former Hawks investigator Colonel Kobus Roelofse has described how top senior police officials obstructed his investigation into the looting of a crime intelligence secret service fund and investigations into then crime intelligence boss Richard Mdluli. He's also detailed how then Hawks Head Berning Ntlemeza stopped him from investigating Mdluli. Roelofse concluded his testimony at the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture earlier today. He said several senior police officials either failed to act or deliberately frustrated investigations by not declassifying documents related to the probe. Among those listed are former police commissioners Ria Pierga and Khumotso Pahlane. Roelofse also fingered the current commissioner, General Ketla Sitole, as having failed to act. He says attempts by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate to obtain the documents were also unsuccessful. 8 years later, Roelofse says the documents still have not been declassified, much to the dismay of the inquiry chair, Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, who said the commission would be applying its mind to the matter. Let's get some more on this now. I'm joined in studio by our reporter Manqoba Mchunu. A very good afternoon to you, Manqoba. Take us through these last days of testimony and what's the prevailing message that has come through from Roelofse?
Well, of course, one of the most important things that Roelofse has demonstrated here is how police officials, the top brass, interfered in critical matters involving themselves, and of course how they also tried to obstruct some of those investigations by simply not providing the evidence or the documents that were needed. So he says that there were numerous attempts by the various top of national commissioners of police to either not act on declassifying important information or to actively try and stop that particular probe or try and stop the declassification of those documents. And of course, it goes back to when Ria Pierga was the National Commissioner of Police up until General Ketla Sitole, who's currently the National Police Commissioner, and of course the previous acting National Police Commissioner, Khumotso Pahlane. And he says that basically all of them either failed to act deliberately or they obstructed that particular probe into the looting of the Secret Service fund, or that of General Mdluli, including also the former Hawks Head Berning Ntlemeza, who he says even went as far as going to stop that investigation into Mdluli. He says they've gone from pillar to post from the various national police commissioners and nothing seems to have happened. Up until this day, he says those documents have still not been classified. He says they even went as far as Parliament before Scopa to try and get those documents declassified, but also that has not borne any fruit. Let's take a listen to what he said.
During those hearings, I got the impression that the members of Scopa was really interested to assist, and there were comments made to the effect that, and General Sitole made certain comments to the effect that he will apply his mind and he will assist. And I think the hearing gave him about 2 weeks. About 2 or 3 hearings after that, I've got the sense that there was a change within Scopa, because they said it didn't fall strictly within their mandate. It falls within the mandate of the Intelligence Committee. And that's where it ended. So that also didn't assist in getting the documentation declassified.
Manqoba, if this testimony is to be believed, it's a very worrying thing that if the top branches and the top echelons of the police service are blocking investigations and not working according to the law, surely that would also filter down and it would be a cause for great concern for any South African citizen watching or anyone watching.
Of course, Nzinga, that is the case. And of course, this is a matter that has been long-standing. We know the kind of image that has, been marring the South African police service. Many people saying that, police are simply not doing their jobs. And I mean, we've seen what has been happening with the police top brass in previous years, with the previous commissioners either, being fingered themselves in, criminal activity. Talks about the likes of Jackie Silebi, for example. Also, the likes of then General Pegicele living under a cloud. So there's been several questions being raised about, issues of corruption within the police. But what seems to be very disappointing here for the Deputy Chief Justice is that, despite all of these claims of corruption, police should be taking these matters very seriously because it reflects on their image to the public. But he's getting frustrated with the fact that nothing seems to be done and that instead these investigations are seemingly being frustrated by police and nothing till this day is being done. And he says, of course, that is a cause for concern. Let's take a listen, Zinga.
You are part of the law enforcement agencies in the country, and you are investigating what appears to be a legitimate issue concerning allegations of corruption and fraud within the police, and you are not assisted to obtain documents that you need for that investigation for over 8 years. It's just astonishing.
Manqoba, that wasn't the only focus of Roelofse's testimony. There was also an implication perhaps of senior National Prosecuting Authority figures there. What happens next?
Well, of course, he did, implicate some of those senior NPA officials. And I think it's common names by now. From previous testimonies we've heard, the names that keep on popping up is that of Advocate Manqoba Mchunu as well as Advocate Lawrence Mkhwebi. Excuse me. And of course, the chair saying that, this matter needs to be looked further as to why these documents and so forth and these investigations have been frustrated up until now and why even up until now. And interestingly, Nzinga, what appeared is that when he lists a number of days of days that these different police commissioners have not acted, it seems that the current acting police commissioner General Katlesi Tole is the most who has not done anything with regards to this matter. So it's a concerning matter, and the chair saying that the commission itself might have to see if there's anything it can do with regards to this issue.
Manqoba Mchunu giving us an update on what's been taking place at the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture. He will continue doing that for us going forward. Nompumelelo, it's over to you.